So in this module, we are going to cover how you create a very simple plan to achieve your personal development goals. In the last module, Chunk Down, what you did is you took your major personal development goal, you split that into 3 to 5 key milestones. Fundamentally, what we are going to learn in this module is how you create a structured plan in order that you can progress against that major goal. Fundamentally, without a plan, even the best intentions fade. With a plan, progress almost becomes predictable. Many of you out there have probably set New Year's resolutions, you've dreamt of things that you want to do, but actually, a question for you, have you really turned those dreams into reality? What a plan enables you to do, it gives you a structure and a clear roadmap and steps to follow along the way. So we're going to cover 4 key elements in this module. We're going to ask ourselves simply, what is a plan? And why is having one super important? We're going to look at one of the biggest mistakes people make when they start to plan. And we're also going to cover a practical example and a step-by-step approach to how we build your personal action plan against your major personal development goal. So creating a plan, what does it mean? Creating a plan means putting structure around your goal, deciding on something, and making arrangements of that thing in advance. So in essence, preparing you for the journey you are about to embark on. It's about deciding when, where, and how you'll take action. So you're not just relying on willpower alone. Fundamentally, why does it matter? A plan gives you clarity and a direction to follow. It removes the guesswork from your day-to-day, and it makes it so much easier for you to show up and be guided by a plan rather than needing to think of one each and every day. And fundamentally, what a plan and a roadmap does, it helps you keep on the straight and narrow when motivation starts to dip. The number one common thing to avoid: stop trying to wing it. Stop trying to wing it and rely solely on motivation alone. Without a clear plan, goals stay stuck in the do later list, and fundamentally, they are dreams, not actions. So let's jump onto the screen and let's work through how you apply creating a plan to your personal development goal and a little insight into how I schedule those into my weekly calendar. So in 3 simple steps, here's how you're going to create a plan and how to apply that plan to your personal development goal. You are going to define your quarterly commitments. You're going to be clear on your major goal and milestones to achieve that, which is what we covered in the Chunk Down modules. We're taking that big, hairy, audacious major goal. We're breaking it into 3 to 5 phases, and we're understanding what we need to do every 3 months, so i.e. a quarter. As I said, we've identified those key milestones, and what we are going to do from there is we're going to create mini actions. What are our weekly steps we can take to push things forwards? And a very simple prompt. If you looked at your calendar right now, would your goal be visible and always front of mind? In my experience, it's all well and good creating a plan, but fundamentally, if that plan is not visible, if you're not checking up on it regularly enough, you will just forget about it. So there's no good creating a plan and putting it in your top drawer and forgetting about it. It needs to be front of mind and it needs to be visible. Number 1 success tip: make your plan realistic, repeatable, and flexible. It's all about having flexibility within a framework and not keeping yourself too rigid so you can't deviate and flex along the way. It's important to have a plan, but not to be too rigid. Remember, you're building routines and habits and not running a boot camp. So here's a little tip on how I go about creating plans for my major development goals. I have a life and goal planning spreadsheet, and one element of that is my quarterly goal planning. So what I will do is I will identify that major goal in terms of I want to run a marathon in Q2 of 2025 as an example. and that's April through to June. For any of you that don't work in quarters, January, February, March, quarter one, April, May, June, quarter two, July, August, September, quarter three, and October, November, December, quarter four. Run your life like a business and you will be an absolute productivity ninja. What I then do, we talked in the Chunk Down module about breaking that major goal into phases. I then have a quarterly goal planning block where I take that major goal and I fundamentally build those milestones in. And as per the Chunk Down fitness planning example I provided, I will either create a plan, a weekly plan on a spreadsheet, which I'll have a weekly accountability to check in for, or what I will do is I will use Google Calendar to make sure all my habits are planned into my calendar. Because fundamentally, my calendar rules my life. I look at it probably every 30 to 40 minutes throughout the day. So making sure that I have all of my accountabilities across all areas of my life where I'm trying to drive a meaningful change, it just makes sure it's always front of mind and I never forget. So there we have it. You've chunked down your goals, you've created a plan, and you've locked that plan into your calendar to make sure it's visible. If you would like any more details around the life and goal tracking tool, or fundamentally how to set your Google Calendar up, don't hesitate to drop a comment and reach out. I'm more than happy to help provide any further information. I'll see you in the next module.